to get busy out here and transplant these Supertunias. You can see that it was very root bound in here. And now I'm just going to cut it in half and put it in these barrels. I will remove the snapdragons, but yeah, basically what I'm going to do, I'm holding my phone instead of having me go and get my camera because I was in a hurry to do this and get my shadow out of the way. And I'm just going to go right down the middle, chop it in half. Don't worry, these petunias will recover. In fact, they'll actually like having themselves root pruned. That way they can put out new roots. And in the barrels, I think they will have room to thrive. I might even do it in fourths and kind of separate them a little bit so they have lots of room to spread in those barrels. So slice it in half, maybe quarters, and then I'm going to put them in the barrels. I will show you the result when I'm done. So there you can see I separated it, cut it into quarters, and now I'm going to lift it up, put them in those two barrels. Okay, well, I had to go get the other camera. My phone was not going to cut it. And I knew if I didn't share with you how I did this, everybody would wonder. So right now I'm just digging out the snapdragons here in this. I'll just put them somewhere else. I already have a spot I know I want to put them. So no big deal. I will cut back. These are the Cool Wave pansies. And they have been just gorgeous. Let me see, is that all the snapdragons out? Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to make a hole in this soil for the first quarter. Now, I showed you how I did it in quarters. And I may have to pull apart some of the plants and see how well this did. See how many I got in each quarter. Well, there's one. Looks pretty ravaged, but not only, once I put it in here, not only will me tearing up or cutting through these roots, that will help it to put out new roots. And then I'm going to cut back the top just a bit so that it can get going. Now, there wasn't very much in this one, but that's okay. These spread out quite well. And I'll top it up with some fresh potting soil compost. And it will do much better than it was doing in the pot because it had gotten so root bound. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to gauge what these other ones look like. Now, I can root these. I'm going to put these in water. You'd be surprised at how they will go ahead and root. Looks like I ravaged it pretty badly. So this one has quite a few. Did that one have some white in it? It looked like one side had the white one in it, and the other did not. So, quite a few in that one. And this is the one that looked like it had the white in it. And, anyways, so I'm just going to tear the roots. So both of them may not have a white in it. Seems like I was limited on the whites in here, but that's okay. Okay, I'm not too particular. This is the one that I got on the bargain rack at Lowe's. And yeah, I have enjoyed it on my back deck. Now that it is root bound, it needs this. It needs potting up, re-rooting after the root prune, and then it'll produce new roots. And it should do great in here. I am going to go get some of my organic Rev in a watering jug. I'm going to trim it all back. And also I'm going to put the other two in that side right now so that it will have the chance to get going. Now this larkspur, it's a volunteer, it doesn't go there, so I'm going to pull it out right now. I have tons of it in the back, so no worries. Okay, over here is that snapdragon. I think that's the only one that was in there. I didn't really like that color up here, so we are all good. The first one. Again, I'm going to tear off all these roots that are going round and round. I'll make sure and keep this well watered until those new roots get going. So put the other one way over here. Take that hole first. Cool Wave Raspberry Swirl. That was the name of those pansies. They're still doing good as long as I keep them watered. Even though we've had pretty hot temperatures, they haven't done too badly. Okay, now I'm going to go get my pruners, prune back everything. I know it's kind of hard for you to see from back there, but the camera gets too hot out here. I'll just have to zoom in a little bit. Just trust me on this. So what I have right here is my Organic Rev root stimulant. This will help with that transplant shock, especially as we really gave them a good chop, the roots, and give them a good root prune. So I'm just going to pour some in my bucket and give them a little extra shot. And then I'll soak both of these. We'll let that swoosh around in there for a bit because I'm going to go in here and going to prune back some of the tops just so it can have a chance to really work on those roots and to revive the plant. I'm also pruning back the petunias. The pansies, sorry. Now, like I said, these pieces I can stick in water and they probably will root. I could give that a try. The ones I did from my my Dollar Tree seeds, they're in there all rooted and doing great. So I just have to pull up the ones that busted while I was doing all of that stuff to it. Now, there is a chance that these might not make it. They were already stressed from being so root bound. That's the only problem with buying those containers like that so early in the season, that by this time their roots have really gotten root bound and you need to do something for that. And root pruning is perfect. You can just keep soaking them and hopefully, feeding them regularly will keep them going. But I have found many times that won't work. You have to do something a little more drastic. So if you can't revive yours, think about digging them out, root pruning, dividing them, and replanting them. So, but like I said, I had gotten so much enjoyment out of them for the 20 bucks I paid that it's not a big deal either way. So let's see. I'm just pulling these up. Like I said, I'm also pruning back the pansies. Now they look pretty rough right now. But, I'm doing this in the heat of the day. It's not the best time. But I have to get things done when I can get them done. I can't be picky and choosy. I'm so far behind. This is the time of year that I do get behind because we go from too cold to plant to all of a sudden it's summer. And there's so many things that I need to get planted, and including my veggies. I just did a video on an elevated garden bed. You should go see that. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that will be perfect for me. I won't have to bend down and get back up. Listen to my knees crackle. I have arthritis in my knees, but I'm of that age. Okay, again, give them a good water. I will water them again tonight with plain water just to make sure they are well hydrated. There is a drip to these barrels, but I just want to make sure they stay good and hydrated. Now that, my friends, is how you dig up a potted petunia. One of, like this one I got at Lowe's. It was different Supertunias. It was bubblegum pink, there was a purple one and a white one. And so, yeah, I got it back in April and on the bargain rack. So it was inexpensive, relatively. But I enjoyed it in my greenhouse and then out on my back deck for the few months. So it was worth it to me. And now I can continue to enjoy it as long as it makes it through this traumatic event. Now here are those containers where I put those Supertunias. Now you see this one, only one color made it. Sorry if this has been thrown into shadow here, but it's just recovering beautifully. Now I thought the cool wave pansies would, in the heat, have died off or whatever, gone dormant, but they're still doing beautifully. I've got a piece of lamium in there that I don't want. And yeah, but look at these petunias. Aren't they doing gorgeous? I love it. It was a great way to continue on that plant. And this is where I put the other section that I had divided out. And you see, this is a different color. Another one of those from over there on the other side is in here, but this I think is the bubblegum pink. Now there was also a white one in there, but it doesn't seem like the white one made it through the big hack in half. Now this was a total test. I did not know whether that would work or not. And over here, the pansies are even more lush. Here, these are, again, the cool wave. It's the same people who make wave petunias, pansies. And yeah, they have just been gorgeous, and they haven't stopped all season long. And yeah, with these petunias, the colors go well, etc. And I am just thrilled with how that worked. And I want you to especially remember that even if it's root bound and hydrophobic, you don't have to throw it away. You can salvage that plant and save your money, save lots of money doing it that way. Now, if you're just tired of it and want to toss it out, more power to you. Just put it in your compost bin. It'll all work. But and I could have done that with that petunia. And I just wanted to test and see if I could divide it and see how tough it was going to be. And even though the white ones didn't make it, I'm still pleased with how that turned out. So I'll see you next time. Bye.